Alice in Wonderland. One lovely summer day, Alice saw a large white rabbit run by dressed in a top coat and vest. "I'm late!" he exclaimed as he dashed past Alice, anxiously checking his pocket watch. "I'm late for a very important date." When he drove down a large rabbit hole, Alice decided to follow him. She loved adventures. Alice tumbled down, down, down. The walls of the rabbit hole were lined with bookshelves and cupboards, holding all sorts of interesting things. It seemed to Alice that she would never reach the bottom. Finally, she landed with a thump. Alice was in a long hallway with many doors. On a little table was a small golden key that fit the tiniest door. "I wish I were smaller so I could go through that little door," she thought. Then Alice noticed a tiny bottle on the table. "Drink me," the label said. Alice drank every drop and started to shrink. She got smaller and smaller until she was too tiny to reach the key. "Oh no," thought Alice. On the floor, Alice saw a cake. On the label it said, "Eat me." When Alice ate the little cake, she started to grow. She grew until her head hit the ceiling. "Now, I'll never fit through that little door," Alice sobbed. Her tears fell to the floor and made a giant puddle. Just then, the white rabbit rushed past Alice. He was so excited, he tossed his fan and gloves at her. Then he opened the little door and ran through it. Alice decided to try on one of the gloves, and right away, she started to shrink again. When she was small enough, she opened the little door and went into the garden beyond. It was a wild, beautiful garden, but very strange. Alice met a giant caterpillar sitting on an enormous mushroom. She also met a talking Cheshire cat who sat up in a tree. After they had chatted, the cat disappeared, one part at a time. Finally, the only thing left was his smile. "My goodness, how strange," thought Alice. She started to walk again. Soon, Alice came to a formal garden. She saw that card soldiers were painting the white roses red. "The queen hates white roses," one of the soldiers explained. Alice was still in the garden with the card soldiers playing a game of croquet when the Queen of Hearts arrived. The queen was very angry and she was screaming at everyone, especially Alice. "Off with her head!" shouted the queen, pointing at poor Alice. She was furious to find a stranger in her garden. Alice began to cry. She wanted to go home, but she didn't know how to get there. She felt very frightened and alone. All at once, everything began to tumble and whirl around her. Alice grew dizzy and her head started to spin. She closed her eyes. When Alice opened her eyes again, she was lying quietly on the grass with her sister. The white rabbit, the Cheshire cat, the king and queen of hearts, and the card soldiers, it had all been a very unusual dream. The end. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know in the comments below what books you'd like for me to read next. As always, thank you for listening.